Hello guys and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you a game between Hikaru Nakamura and Tata Harikrishna. Tata Harikrishna is from India and he got his title, EM title, very young when he was like 15 years old. And Hikaru Nakamura is now a world ranking 2 player with his ranking of like 2800 and Harikrishna is somewhat 2750. So both the players are really strong players. And this is the tournament from last week, and this is blitz match between these two gentlemen. Harikrishna is playing with the black pieces and Nakamura is playing with the white pieces, and Nakamura opens with e4. Harikrishna goes for e5, c3, knight to f6, and c3. So Vienna game is on the board. d5, captures, and bishop to g2. Knight captures, pawn captures. So Nakamura ruined a bit his pawn structure, but got this open file for his rook. And bishop goes to d6. Knight to f3, castles by Harikrishna, castles by Nakamura. Bishop to d6. C6, excuse me. And rook goes to b1. Rook to b8, d4, captures with pawn, and pawn captures. Bishop to g4, pinning the knight here. So Nakamura pushes his pawn to h3, just kicking away the bishop, and bishop goes to h5. Rook to b5, opening the attack against this bishop, and just very nice move, taking a control of this 5th rank already. And bishop goes to g6. Knight to h4, queen to d7, and Nakamura captures this bishop here already. Pawn captures and c4. So Harikrishna opened his h file already, and his pieces are not so developed than Nakamura's, and Nakamura has this strong rook here already. And there was 2 games in the database where b6 was played and also a6 was played and b6 was played. And in this game, Harikrishna goes for b6, and this bishop move is the next move is a completely new position in this game. So it's the bishop to e3, defending the bishop now twice, and also making a room for the queen to come in the b file. And Harikrishna goes for rook f to e8, just attacking the bishop, and if it never opens, this is semi-open file, so if the bishop wants to move some time, then it's open for the rook. And queen goes to d3, just centering the queen. It's useful square for the queen, since you want your develop your rook also into the b or d file, and it also attacks this pawn and defends the rook if this pawn is never pushed further, and also it's useful move. So rook b to d8, rook to d1, knight to e7, g4, c6, and rook goes back to b3 since it's attacked now by the pawn. Queen to c7, queen to d2, and even c5, now pushing the pawn here and making a strong attack in the queen side. So rook goes to d3 instead if if it's captured, then you can capture it back with the rook and have an attack against this bishop here. And pawn captures, rook captures, and bishop goes to h2 with the check. So king has to move to h1. And rook captures d4, queen captures, and Nakamura has now this open d file for himself. And bishop to e5, just attacking the queen. Nakamura offers queen trade, and Harikrishna accepts it, and rook captures the d7. And now the knight goes to c8 and opens this attack. Well, not attack, because the king still guards this pawn, but maybe in the later time. So bishop now comes to d5, attacking the pawn, and now it cannot be anymore captured by the king. So knight goes to e7, attacking the bishop. And rook just captures the a7 pawn, and so this was sacrificed by Nakamura, and giving away this bishop now here, but it's actually a trade, so he got his knight and make this pawn already fast pawn here. And rook goes to d8, just defending this and attacking this pawn here. Bishop captures b6. He says, okay, you can have my d pawn here, but instead Nakamura has now a pawn, which is coming on top of the board, and it's a fast pawn. So, and it's defended twice. So it's hard time to stopping it. Bishop attacks the bishop here at the b file now, but Nakamura gets ready to push his pawn here and puts his rook behind the fast pawn, and also checking the black king here. So king has to move to h7 and rook to d8, attacking the rook here. Since Nakamura is now he has fast pawn, and his pawns are stronger positioned than black's structure here is a little bit ruined, so Nakamura doesn't mind trading here. And Harikrishna says, okay, we can trade, and they trade rooks now. And it was this position where Pentala Harikrishna resigned the game, since there's not much to do here. These pawns are going to like do the work here, and well, you can capture here, but then you are just pushing these pawns, and you can't much do anything. If you just push this, if you just move the king, then you have to move this you don't have much squares left for your bishop, and this pawn is just marching up the board, and these pawns are like really bad structured now, because there's two pawns in the g file. So, and it's really on Pentala Harikrishna was really low on time, so Nakamura wins this game. Nice early development. He got fast development in the start, and Harikrishna had to move his knight and multiple times in the start, so he lost useful tempo there. And but that's all for it. The game, we are waiting for them to go in London now, and there's more games to become. And Magnus Carlsen won this tournament with really good point lead. I can show it fast if you want. With 19.5 points, Carlsen with the 14 wins and 2 losses, and Nakamura has 9 wins and 1 loss, and lost for Carlsen like with 2 points, but really tough match they had. And but thank you guys for watching, and see you in the other video. Bye.